All right, guys, I have a hunch that this is actually where the value in Dragonstorm currently is. We all love the collector booster boxes. That's what I love opening. They're the most exciting. But I think this is the best bang for your buck. Let's check it out. All right, so always been opening the collector booster boxes, booster packs here. But with the collector booster boxes being so expensive, so much higher than MSRP, you really got to pull some big hits to get your money back out of it. Now there was a deal. If you guys are following my TikTok and my in the shorts on YouTube, I posted the $103 happened a few weeks ago before release for just the regular play boosters. So I ended up grabbing 4 boxes. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna open up 2 boxes. We're gonna do 2 videos, and we're gonna see, do we make our money back? Now, $103 for a box is a great value, especially with the value that's in the cards. Now, right now it's April 23rd, so the cards have been out for a bit. Those prices have come down in some ways. There's still things like Corey Steel Cutter, which turned out to be great, that are going up in value. Let's see what we pull, and then this time I'll give you values for everything over $2. I'll do the work, and I'll put the values in as we pull it, and we'll see what do we average for 2 boxes. Is this a better value than a $300, $350, $380 collector booster box? I think it will be. Let's see if I'm right. All right, starting out. First of 2 boxes for this video. Unfortunately, again, no box topper. I think is just why don't we get a box topper whenever we buy a full box? It should be a thing. Now, you guys have seen these cards, so we're not gonna go super slow. We're kind of just gonna crack through them, get to the rares. If you do want to watch some videos, obviously I've got some things posted. Opening some other Dragonstorm more slowly that went through the packs. But here we're really only interested in our hits and seeing how we do. But go ahead and give me a like and a subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's get into it. I'm gonna kind of skip. Teamer Battle Crier. And a River Sweep foil. Some great art there. So I don't think Teamer Battle Crier is worth anything. That is the promo that's in the bundles. All right, Yatham Roadwatcher, Jeskai Monument. I really just like the art on this one. And a Windscarred Crag. So we only have to make $103 back. Do you think we can do it? Versus having to make several $100s back with the collector booster boxes. All right, Dragonback Assault, first mythic. Nothing there. Now I don't think the special guests show up here, so the fetch lands are not here. I could be wrong. I can't remember. We have not pulled. We didn't pull a dragon scale foil, which I really feel like those are gonna hold their value. There's a Stillness in Motion and Twin Bolt. Still nothing. So what do we want to see? Ugin, Elspeth, Corey Steel Cutter. Alicia's Legacy, Jeskai Monument, Whale of War, Unsparing, Narset, Jeskai Waymaster, Sipsig Ceremony, and Winter Night Stories. All right, a triple rare pack out of these. That's cool. Wish it was some better rares, but that's not bad. No, we've got 30 packs. I think we're 4, 5. This is our 5th one. Humbling Elder, Twin Bolt. Sorry, I'm very good at grabbing multiples there. Dragon's Claw Strike, Fresh Start, Starry Eyed, Skyrider, Rennie. All right, I think that's a few dollars there. The song Unending, another mythic. Not sure how they do the pull rate for mythics anymore in these boxes. What do you guys think about the omens? I really like them. I also think the Maelstrom of the Dragonland is undervalued. You need to watch that. So it's for, if that card is you tap, add 1 mana of any color for dragon or omen spells. Nature's Rhythm. I think this card is undervalued or has been. We'll see how that goes. If that goes up anymore. The Harmonize seems like a great and useful mechanic. Did you guys hear about so Marvel didn't give Wizards or Hasbro, I guess, Ambling Stormshell, the rights to digitally print the Spider-Man set, so it's not going to be an arena, but they're doing a different, it's something Omen something. They're doing a different thing where they're going to have the mechanically identical cards, but they just can't have the intellectual property from Spider-Man on it. That is just great. It's the Mox. Very cool art. But yeah, apparently that's just going to be a thing. Anytime they don't get the IP for it, they are going to go ahead and create mechanically identical cards for MTG Arena and Magic the Gathering Online. Which I think is absolutely the right move if they're not willing to pay Skirmish Rhino. Not willing to pay, or just not willing to get the digital rights for it. Codis, the Fang Keeper. Dragonfire Blade. This is worth, last I checked, this is worth nothing. I think it's better than how it's valued right now. Maybe just in limited, but +2/+2 hexproof for monocolored, and one less to attach for every color of the creature it's attaching to. And for a set like this, where you've got 2 and 3 colored creatures, seems good. Bivouac, Kieran, Essence Acre, Venerated, Call of the Spirit Dragons, nice one, non-foil. I think that's a few dollars there. Dragonstorm Globe, foil, Jungle Hollow. Make sure you guys are subscribed here on YouTube and on TikTok. One of the best value I've been giving back to you guys is when I see a card spike up in value. I just did a video on, I can't remember the name. There's an uncommon from Aether Drift is $10, and I post the videos and let you guys know that, hey, go through your bulk and find those cards just to try and offer you guys some value. But that's the kind of thing that makes, you know, it's nice that you have bulk sitting there, and every now and then something crazy like that spikes. New Way Forward, Roar of Endless Song, and Foil Watcher. But one of the videos I did was Troll of Khazad-dûm from the Lord of the Rings set. It was a $5 common, which is a no-brainer. So I went back through. It had hit a few dollars, and I sold the ones I knew I had, and then I went back through my bulk again when I saw that it had spiked to $5, and I found 3 more. So be subscribed. I'll throw some videos out like that just to help you guys out, make some money, and put it back into this hobby that we love. United Battlefront, Sage of the Skies, Rakshasa's Bargain. The art's pretty cool. All right. I think so So when I add the values to the cards in the video, I only sell things that are about $2 or more shipped. So I won't put the values if it's less than that. I don't like the videos where people are like, hey, this card was 20 cents. This one's 15. It's not. It's really not. It's too cheap to sell for me. If you're doing big bulk sales from like TCG Direct, that's great. I don't do that. So I'm only going to show you guys the cards that are actually Teamer Battle Crier. Not what we want to see. Oh, Mox Jasper, of course, that's another. I'm actually not sure on the value. I imagine the value's gone down a bit. I think I was selling the ones I got at $30 when the set first released, which I don't expect that that's held that value. It's just too situational, only applying to dragons or changelings, but maybe it'll be a surprise. We pull one. Look it up. Sarkin. Glacierwood Siege. Alright, I feel like we're about halfway through the box. And hopefully it's not going to just make a liar out of me. Tempest Hawk. I mean, it's like Heir Apparent. You can have any number. This might be one to check for commons. Might have some value to it. If I have a common that's worth like 50 cents, hey, okay. Arid Mesa. So we just made, what, $30, $40? Maybe a little less since it's been out for a bit. But the special guests do appear in the regular boxes, which I wasn't sure, and now we know. So this card by itself, probably a third of the cost of the box. All right, happy to see it. I'm glad it doesn't even take up a rare slot. All right, Inevitable Defeat. And a Mardu Monument. All right, what's that? That sexy beast right there. Sorry, this is adult content. No, it's not, YouTube. Don't demonetize me once I can be monetized. Abzan. Trade. Reigning Victor. Wingspan. Parination. This card has like some great art. Like the other version of this card, the art's even better, and I don't think it has any value at all. Which is interesting. I mean, 6 to return any permanent. That's any permanent from your graveyard to the battlefield with a hexproof and indestructible counter on it. Like that's got to be. Is there not a deck in Commander that's good in? Or is it just there's just better things for it? I don't know. Maybe it's a card that will go up in value. Mute your phone when you guys are shooting videos. Sorry about that. Abzan. Come on, give me a Corey Steelcutter. Or a Songcrafter Mage. Songcrafter Mage, the Poor Man's, Snapcaster Mage. Didn't really have any value that I recall. Maybe that's gone up. But I think it's just worse enough to not. Like I know they're afraid of breaking in the game, right? Snapcaster Mage was everywhere for the longest time because it's great. Hollow Merc Siege. Oh, come on. So we did get a showcase. Now the showcase art on these cards is fantastic. I love it. It matches the flavor of the set perfectly. It looks great. The foiling on them looks great. Unfortunately, that's not what we wanted in that treatment. Mardu Devotee. Piercing Exhale. And Eshkai Dragonclaw, Absent Monument. I mean, just pulling the Arid Mesa gives such room for the box to not be great. If we can just hit a couple more, if we could pull an Elspeth or an Ugin, we'll be great. I don't think the Dragon Scale foils show up here. I think that's only in the collector, but could you imagine? So this land, I think, has been undervalued. So search your life for a dragon card, reveal it, put it in your hand. That's great, but it's the 1 mana of any color for a dragon spell or an omen spell, and I feel like the omens are gonna keep coming out. Gold signature art. All right, we are 2/3 through the box. We have 1/3 to go to make back another 60, 70. Do you think we can do it? What do you guys think? Before we go any further, put in the comments, do you think I'm right that there's more value in a well-priced set booster box than the collector booster box? I'm not sure what the collector booster box is right now. But I've heard rumblings about them being hard to find. Because this set is great. Wizards, this is what we want. This. Look at Aether Drift. Not what we wanted. The art was pretty terrible. The story was awful. It was awful. Like, you guys phoned in that story. Just poor attention to detail. It looked like it was written by interns. Not a good set. It was disappointing, to say the least. But this set really redeemed. In my mind, it redeems, a lot over how bad Aether Drift was. The problem was some of us spent way too much money on Aether Drift, the stadium headliner. And it hurts because I much rather would have just put all that money into Dragonstorm. Because this set's just fun to open. I still have 2 collector booster boxes and 2 or 3 of the Finish Line bundles of Aether Drift, and I have no desire to open them. It's not fun to open. The card value is very low. Then they're just gonna sit there until I can recoup some of the money I've lost. Dragonologist, 20 cents, not worth anything. Now the Dragon's Eye lands do not occur in the set or play booster boxes. So if you are looking for Dragon Eye lands, do not buy set boosters, and really just buy them. And I feel like the foil Dragon Eyes, like, they're probably near as low as they're ever going to be. Another Siege. And I imagine those are going to creep back up over time. I'm going to hold on. I only pulled 2 foil Dragon Eye Mountains, and I'm just going to hold on to them. They're not going to print another Dragon Eye full art land. Possibly ever. So another Sarkin, Shiko, Paragon of the Way. All right, we've got 5 packs. Feel like we're value-wise right now. We might be in the $50, $60 range. But I could be totally wrong. It all depends on how much that Arid Mesa was. And if we can hit an Ugin, or an Elspeth, or a Mox. Not a Karsi Revenant. That's all fine. 4 more packs. We're opening the second box. So this is just the first box. Wild Ride. Sultai. Ice Ridge Serpent. Dragon Camel. What do you guys think of the hat? I love the hat. It cracks me up. I got a lot of kids. Man, I just love the showcase. The showcase artwork's great. Avenger. Filth. Make sure you're liked and subscribed. There is a giveaway. 250 subscribers. We are still a ways away, 90 I think ish. But we're giving away a fracture foil Chandra, or anything you want from the opening of those boxes. But fracture foil Chandra was the best one, so I imagine that's what the winner's going to choose. Fine, go look at that video, comment on it, and make sure you're subscribed to be entered. That's all you have to do. Go check out my TikTok. There are separate giveaways. Right now we are 600 some followers. Once we get to 1,000, there's a giveaway for the pulls from, I can't even remember now. I think a couple boxes and a couple bundles. And we pulled another Chandra there. But that's what my channel is for. It's sitting here, cracking packs with you guys, having fun, and then giving stuff back. And eventually, if the channel can become self-sustaining, we're going to start just giving away stuff all the time. Skirmish Rhino. Can someone explain to me, I know they have the mythic, right? The mythic with the, I think the Ghostfire foil treatment, which looks fantastic, but it's at mythic rarity. I guess you have to make it mythic. Clarion Conqueror, Jeskai Shrinekeeper. I guess you have to make it mythic, just to make sure it's not pulled. But I feel like with those kind of art treatments, you can do something else besides, you know, having someone pull a mythic Siege Rhino in there and they're sealed. All right, last pack, guys. Arid Mesa was great, but I don't think we really hit anything else in this box. Another Paranation, which we mentioned is not, has pretty much no value. All right. So we'll cue the sad wah 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 music now. So Arid Mesa was really our only hit there. A few bucks here and there, but I feel like this was just a bad box. I feel like this was a really bad box, but that's why we're opening too. Try and average out what we got. Do go check me out on TCG Player. The things I open here that I'm not giving away, I will list as the lowest, TCG low. And of course, people are going to go in and undercut me. I go in and have to undercut them. But I do try to get you guys the cheapest copy of the card you can find. Check me out there. You know, shoot me a message saying you saw me on YouTube. All right, first pack, second box. Agent of Codis, Dragonback Lancer, Jeskai Devotee, Embermouth, Summon Intimidator, Static Snare, Reverberating Summons, Jeskai. Another Baron Step Siege. Hey, Voice of Victory. That's a good one. Absolutely going to be a staple in any deck playing white in Commander for the future. Like, the opponents cannot cast spells on your turn. Decent, right? When you got 3 opponents, it's fantastic. So, Voice of Victory, that's a good one. It's just, I mean, it's not an it's just a rare, but it's a very good rare right now. And I think it will be for a long time. Absent Monument, and Baitor, Kin to All. A lot of people think that's going to be bigger than it is right now. Especially in Commander, you can really get some, you know, some high toughness cranked out on your board. And people constantly losing half their life, that really adds up. Delta, Ionok Wayfarer, Temur Tawnyback, Dalcoman Encampment, no value there. What's the best of the fetch lands? It's still Scalding Tarn? Like Scalding Tarn, Arid Mesa, Misty Rainforest. Bone Karn, Meringue, River Regent. That might be a couple dollars. Dragonclaw Strike. All right, where's our Ugin? Where's our Elspeth? Our Moxes? So you guys see my my rant about Japanese showcase cards and English packs? It was a pretty resounding agreement, especially on TikTok. It's my most successful video to date, with, I don't know, over 10,000 views, lots of comments. I'm definitely in the majority of people who do not want Japanese showcase cards outside of it being like a special anime art, which then I totally get because it kind of makes sense, you know. But like I pulled a showcase Elspeth in Japanese and it just feels bad, because I do open for value and I collect for value, so I don't want a very big hit, right? Like a showcase mythic or a showcase slot, to be now worth a third or half of what the English version is, because Wizards keeps wanting to print Japanese. That is not how you guys are gaining market share against Pokemon. But I don't understand any other reason you would keep doing it, especially when it has nothing to do with the flavor of the set. This is Dragonstorm. Tarkir Dragonstorm. Nothing to do with Japan. I don't know, maybe I'm old and grumpy, but no, I'm not. Because the reaction I got on that video on TikTok, Emergent Ultimatum. Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names and exile them. And an opponent chooses one of those cards. Shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying their mana cost. Exile Emergent Ultimatum. For 7. Very strong card. Nice special guest hit. Ambling Stormshell. That card has no value at all. The Ambling Stormshell. Why is it even rare? Alright, another any number you want Hawk. But yeah, so the Japanese showcases, it's gotta stop, guys. There's no reason for it. They're not like in Final Fantasy. That would be another way or another spot where it makes sense. But in Tarkir Dragonstorm, inserting Japanese cards in English packs makes 0 sense. There's no reason for it. So this is one of the lands for this land cycle. What we want is the blue one, Mist Horn. No, that's Sanderson. Is the one we want. It's like $15 for the regular. Fantastic, really kind of OP land compared to what this does, what all the other ones do in the cycle are just kind of like, okay. But the blue one, you pay 1 blue, tap it, and the next spell you cast is cannot be countered. It's pretty good, and the power level for it is way above and beyond the other lands from the same cycle. So I don't know how that made it through playtesting. I love these tri-lands. They're so nice to open and sealed. Sinkhole Surveyor. Alright, last pack from the first third of the box. Evolving Wilds, useful. Always useful. Any number you want, Hawk. Rite of Renewal. Teamer Battle Crier. Really hate to see them. There we go. Craterhoof Behemoth. Alright, so we had a special guest. We got a Craterhoof. We got a Voice of Victory. This box is looking pretty good so far. We're only a third of the way through it. I've not pulled an Ugin. You know who did pull an Ugin? My 17-year-old son. When I bought two pre-release packs, right? He wanted the Abzan. Cool. I took the Jeskai. From everything I've opened, I've not opened a single Ugin yet. And he cracked his pre-release, and it was in his promo. His pre-release promo was Ugin. He's opened the most valuable card. And yeah, of course he offered it to me because the kid, he's a crazy good kid. But it's his, and I like that he had that moment of pulling something fire like that. Feral Death Gorger, Yathon Road Watcher, and me. But oh, that's actually right here. Yeah. So that's the $85 into his collection. The only Ugin that I've opened, or that's been opened in my house, belonged to him from his pre-release pack. And then my pre-release promo was absolute trash. I don't even think it was in my colors. I can't remember, but nothing anyone's hoping to open for sure. Fangkeeper's Familiar, Thunder of Unity. Do you guys like playing with the sagas? I think they're pretty cool. Been around for a bit now, but what do you guys think of them? I like that it does multiple things as it levels. Riling Dawnbreaker, Scale Opportunity. You know what I want to see them bring back in a standard set? Lightning Bolt. I haven't pulled. Oh, this is the Swamp from the set. This land enters tapped unless you control a forest or plane. 2, exile a creature card from your graveyard. Create a 1/1 white spirit token. So that costs 3, right? Because you're using a land to tap, and it costs 2 to create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. Compare that to the blue land. That is 1 blue, tap. The next spell you cast this turn cannot be countered. It is the power level of that card is leaps and bounds above all the other ones, and it's just kind of absurd. I love the blue one, but it's kind of a joke with the other ones. A nice showcase storm scale Scion. It's a few bucks here. Flying, other dragons you control get +1/+1, and then Storm, right? So for those of you who don't know, Storm is you make a copy of this card for every other spell you've cast this turn. So if this was the 3rd spell you cast that turn, you get a bunch of extra dragons, or a couple extra dragons. Sonic Shrieker. In standard, not going to be too crazy, right? Or in sealed, might not be so crazy. But if you, I don't know. I imagine in Commander that's having a lot of fun right now. Especially if you're running Dracogenesis and casting your dragon spells for free. Sage of the Skies, Summit Intimidator. Caustic Exhale, Teamer Devotee. How do you guys want me to do this? 'Cause I know you're not interested in these like comments and stuff. Do you want me to just like into the whatever the rare is? The depressing Eshkai Dragonclaw. Or do you like that I go one by one so you can at least see what else is in the pack? Let me know in the comments. Because I know if it was me, I'll show you how I would crack a pack. When I know there's no super valuable commons or uncommons in the set, I go straight to the back and new way forward. Right, and I really don't care about the rest. That'll all get sorted at some other point. Nariv, Heart of the Storm. Revival of the Ancestors. I guess I do need to be careful because the special guest slot is in the beginning of the uncommons. Let's go back. How funny would it have been if there was like a Scalding Tarn sitting there that I just glazed over? All right, fine. We won't go so quickly through it. All right, so the value we're trying to get back is $206, right? Because these boxes were $103 when I ordered it. Another Stormscale Scion, normal border. So we don't have far to go, but I really had a hunch that these were going to be better than they're turning out to be. Or maybe I just had one bad box. This box, I think, has been better than the last one. Anafenza, no value there. Is there a like popper version of Commander where, because they have like legendary creatures and things that are uncommon, right? So is there a popper version where you can't have rares or anything? Sidisi. And another Anafenza. Not the foil rare we were wanting. 3 for a 2/2 flash, first strike. Whenever another creature you control dies, Anafenza endures 2. It's not awful, but kind of underwhelming. Flamehold Grappler. Can't remember. I think this one might actually be worth a couple dollars. Foil Evolving Wilds. All right, we're 2/3 through the box. We've probably pulled $40, $50. We need to hit something here that's going to double the value we've pulled. And Tersa Light Shatter is not going to be it. Come on, I want to open an Ugin. Selfishly, I think it's garbage that my son's the only one who's opened one. You know how much money he's put into this? $0. $0. But I'm very happy for him. Can't you tell? No, I really am. It's awesome that he opened it. There's nothing like sharing hobbies with your kids, guys. You know. And even when you're low on your hit, seeing him crack something like that, that feels good. That's fun. Ambling Stormshell. Listen here, turtle. We don't need more of you right now. All right, we've got 6 packs left to go of the first 2 boxes. With my little experiment and thinking that there was more value here. But we'll see. And maybe I missed a couple that have come up and are more than $1 or $2. Warden of the Grove, Flamehold Grappler. Hey, look. I guess I opened an Ugin, huh? The magic gods are laughing at me right now. If you wanted an Ugin, give him an Ugin. How dare you? Reputable Merchant. Encroaching Dragonstorm. Breaching Dragonstorm. Sandstep Citadel. And Naga Fleshcrafter. Naga, what we want. Artisan, Feral, Piercing, Snowmelt. Severance Priest, Karsi Revenant, Seize Opportunity. All right, we gotta rub these a little bit, guys. Those last 3 packs were terrible. All right, last 3. Twin Bolt. You know that would be better than a Twin Bolt? A Lightning Bolt. I feel like they said they're never going to reprint Lightning Bolt in the standard set, which I think is not cool, just because it's a great card. Herd Heirloom. I think that's a few dollars still. Durger Island Dragon. 2 more, guys. Blah, 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 blah. Keru Goldkeeper. Sunset. Host. Starry-Eyed Skyrider. And Nature's Rhythm. All right. I'll take a Nature's Rhythm. Foil Tempest Hawk. Don't know if that's worth anything. Last pack. Last pack of 2 boxes. So we hit 1 special guest per box. One was the Arid Mesa, one was the Ultimatum. I think the Arid Mesa is definitely the more valuable. So let's see. Final. Come on. Can we crack an Ugin? Can we crack an Ugin? What is that? It's a dust, but it's like from the pack. Iridescent Tiger. Lion Weight. All right. Hey. I'll take that. I don't know what it's worth right now. It's got to be, I imagine, $15, $20 still. If it's less than that, I would hold on to it. If it's like $10, it's a Mox, guys. There's no such thing as a $10 Mox. So if it is dropping to that level, make sure you guys are holding on to them, not selling them. So we'll take that all day. All right, so I think this box was better than the first one. Let's see, where did we... Then we got Nature's Heirloom. I can't remember if the grapplers are worth anything. We got some Storm Scale Scions. We didn't get the blue land. We did get a Crater Hoof Behemoth. We got the green land, which is not what we want. We got a Voice of Victory. This Beedor. So I think this box was definitely better than the first one. Don't know if we made our money back, so we'll have to wait. Or I'll have to like add it up and when I edit this video. This is not bad. $100, right? And even if it's not great, right? There are collector booster boxes when you're paying above the MSRP. If you get it for MSRP, especially when it first comes out, it's typically okay. Even if you don't, get it all back, you're not getting wrecked. When you're having to pay $360, $400 for a collector booster box whose MSRP and the cards that are in it really hold the value to like $220, $250, you get wrecked, right? So even if I only make back half of it, or 60% or 70%, 30% off of 100 is way better than losing 40 or 50% on 300, 360. So we'll see what this was. I'll add it up. Our final value right here is... All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. 2 more boxes coming at you.